Hello guys, welcome back to our lab. This is lab 8 in which we're gonna use use Irvine library in action with more sophisticated applications. In this application, we're gonna read two digits from the screen, from the console window, and then multiply them together and again show the result on the console window again. We know that to show the console window, you should have Irvine library. And to have Irvine library in a project, we should follow the steps that we learned, last time in lab 7, which is really long and complicated steps. But of course, that's okay. There is another hack that you can do in which you can avoid, redoing these steps again, in which you're gonna reuse basically the project that you have. Just copy and paste the folder of the project, because any project we did, any lab we did, so any project you create in Visual Studio, there will be a folder created by Visual Studio in some location in your computer that contains all the resources related to that project, including of course the assembly file, for example. Okay, so we need now to navigate to that folder and copy and paste the folder again, the folder that contains the lab 7 project, because this project is already set up and we can use Irvine library there without any other modifications or redoing the same steps again of lab 7. If you know the location of the folders that in which Visual Studio is doing or creating all the folders for all the projects that you have, just go there. If you don't know, like me, just go to File here and open Project Solutions. That will open up the the location in which Visual Studio is doing such thing, which is creating a folder and for any projects that you have, and put anything related to that folder in that main folder here. Come at the address here and right click, edit address, and copy. Then go to the Solution Explorer here, and it's new open File Explorer, and edit address. And here it is. Here is the folder. What you should do now is basically, for example, if this is the lab 7, just copy, then paste. Here is, so that's that folder here, which is exactly the same as the first one, and you can call it lab 8. Of course, I have already lab 8, so I'm so for example, call it lab this name here. Okay, if you open this file, then rename this to lab 8 and just open it, double click on it, and it will open the same project that you did last time, which is lab 7. I already did it, so let's go back here to the I already did here is basically the lab. Of course, after you open it, basically you're gonna find the previous lab that we did, which is called dump registers. So just copy and paste this program in here. So let's explain now what this program is doing. So you have here 3 lines, basically 3 arrays, string arrays. The first one is called message 1, message 2, then message 3. Message 1 is enter the first digit, then a space, and we should again end up in a string with a 0. Message 2 enter the second digit. Message 3 is basically will show the result. Okay, so first we need the user to enter the first digit. So as we learned, we need to show this message here first. So as we learned from Irvine library, we should copy the address of this message into EDX, then call write string. This will write, the string, which is enter the first digit into the screen. Then now the user will enter the string. To read that string into the program, we need to call read integer. Okay, and this will basically, read the integer that the user will enter and store it by default into EAX register. Okay. Since we're gonna multiply 2 numbers together, and each time we're gonna read the integer into EX, so it will overwrite the old value. So we need to store the red value into another register like EBX. So now after this line called read integer, EX has the first digit. So we're gonna move this digit into EBX to store it. Then we're gonna show this message again on the screen. So we put the address of message 2 into EDX and the call write string. Now the user will enter the second string. So we need to read it. So we call read integer. Now the second string will, the second digit will be stored in EX. Now you have the first digit into EBX and the second digit into EX. Then you call mul. And guys, if you review the mul or multiplication basically instruction, by default the first operand is stored in EX and the second one should be in EBX or any other register. So when you say mul EBX, that means EX equal to EAX multiplied by EBX. So that's equivalent in programming language is EX equal to AX multiplied by EBX. Remember, AX has the second digit, EBX has the third digit, and after this line here, EX will have, EX will have the overall multiplication. Then we need to show the third message, which is the result. So we put the address into EDX and then call write string and then call write integer. Okay, this will write what's inside EAX into the screen, which is of course the result of the multiplication. So let's do that. Call start without debugging here. Enter the first digit. Let's enter, for example, 2. Enter the second digit. Let's enter, for example, 2 again. That's fine. Then the result is +4. Let's run again and enter different digits. Let's write, for example, 3 and 2, and the result is 6, and so on, guys. That's really very simple, lab. Just copy, take a screenshot of this console window and put it here in your report. Thank you very much for watching and see you in the next lab. Bye-bye.